Our story began in 2007 as we would basically see a few pods basically coming towards Earth, and there are basically seven space pods, and three of them land in a racing a racing basically place like I forgot what they were called, but a racing I forgot, but yeah, they would land and see three racing cars and basically scan them, and they would arrive towards the same location towards where Oximus and the other Autobots were. And Oximus introduces everyone: Jazz, his first lieutenant; Iron Knight, his weapons specialist; Ratchet, his medical officer; and Bumblebee, his scout; and he introduces Legfoot as one of his sergeants, and introduces Topspin as one of his scientists, basically, and one of his engineers, and introduces Roadbuster as one of his fiercest and greatest warriors. As we would see, it's the Wreckers. And he says the Wreckers are possibly the most one of the most powerful teams. And yeah, basically that's the end. And we would basically skip to basically like when Bone Crusher starts attacking them. Now, when Bone Crusher basically starts attacking, Roadbuster and Topspin are like, "Huh, we got this." Oximus is like, "Are you sure?" Don't worry, boss. We got this. As Roadbuster and Topspin basically transform to the robot forms and start attacking Bone Crusher, and both of them work together to basically overwhelm Bone Crusher. And basically, puts Topspin will basically use flamethrowers. Yeah, I think he has a flamethrower inside his hands. Yes, I think he has that, or electric abilities, something like that. But I think it's flamethrowers. Yes, he uses these basically flamethrowers to basically burn a bit of Bone Crusher, and Robust basically uses his guns, and both of them will basically work together on this, and will manage to basically kill him, as they would put him on a t-shirt basically, as they rip him apart like the con they did in Dark of the Moon. And the other Autobots basically arrive towards Mission City, and Roadbuster and Topspin are basically quickly rushing towards there. As we would see Brawl attack them, and Optimus and Iron Knight will basically work together to basically protect everyone instead of it being Bumblebee and Iron Knight. Now, Iron Knight and Optimus are a bit damaged, but a bit fine. As we would see basically Legfoot rushing in and leading the other Autobots. Jazz is like, "Hey, I'm supposed to be leading. Sorry, kid, I got this." As he rushes in and transforms and jumps on top of basically Brawl. Instead of basically kicking one of his missile launchers, he basically takes out two of his machine guns and starts shooting at him. And quickly, Brawl transforms, but then gets kicked on his knee by Jazz and falls on one knee. And basically, Legfoot will basically grab him and slam him straight on the ground, and Arnold will rush in with a sucker punch, sending him flying. And the Autobots will quickly rush in, as Optimus will quickly run in, take out his engine blade, and stab him straight towards his spark chamber. And with the help of Iron Knight and Legfoot, they would just rip him apart. I'm not gonna lie, like this is brutal. Like imagine being stabbed straight in your heart, and then two guys holding your arms and ripping them off, and another guy jumping straight and kicking you in the face and then shoots you afterwards. And the guy who did that was Jazz, and the ones who ripped off his arms were Iron Lad and Legfoot. And yeah, that would be the death of Brawl. And we would see Blackout arriving along with Megatron and Starscream, who all start attacking. And Blackout would send out Scorponauts. And this is where Robuster and Topspin will arrive, because they're faster than Optimus. So yeah, they will arrive earlier than he ever did. And the Autobots basically start attacking and start fighting and working together. Now, the Wreckers basically fight Blackout. And Blackout would be overwhelmed quickly. He would not stand much of a chance and would probably be killed by the Wreckers, who rip him apart. And Scorponaut would basically be crushed by Ratchet and Jazz. And Optimus and Iron Knight will basically work together to fight Megatron. And with Optimus and Iron Knight's teamwork, and with them having age of experience fighting together, and with them being pretty great teammates, they would have an easy time. Ironheart will use his firepower and overall durability to basically take attacks, while Prime will use his speed and agility to basically overwhelm Megatron, getting clean shots and moving away while Ironheart basically shoots him. And Megatron will be pissed by this. And all of you are wondering where Bumblebee is, but Bumblebee is basically evacuating humans, as he's just ordering them to basically leave. And with this, basically put Jazz and basically Ratchet are also fighting off who's the Starscream. As the Autobots are holding back, but since they have an extra teammates and extra warriors, they're having an easy time than they did in the original movie. But then Barricade quickly tackles down Bumblebee, and Bumblebee has to fight Barricade. And Bumblebee manages to basically kill Barricade, and basically just helps other humans to evacuate. And he's busy protecting Sam and the Allspark. And he's just thinking to himself, if only I had some backup or something. Jeez, this is harder than I thought. As Bumblebee's thinking he's having a bit of a hard time because he is technically. But yeah, but we would just basically continue the fight with Megatron and Ironhide along with Optimus. The two Autobots are holding Megatron. The basic holding Megatron long enough, and Bumblebee manages to evacuate humans. This is where Optimus and the other Autobots basically call out. Now, Jazz and Ratchet are beating Starscream badly, and with the help of Bumblebee joining in, it's more bad for him. So he manages to basically put Slip out of there. He basically just kicks Jazz towards Bumblebee and punches Ratchet away and just transforms and flies off. Megatron sees this and screams, "Starscream, you coward!" But then suddenly gets stabbed straight in his spark chamber. As he looks down, he's like, "Prime, huh, you actually had the circuits to do it." As Optimus removes his Energon blade from his spark chamber, Megatron falls to his knees. Looking at Optimus one more time, he's like, "I never thought you'd do it, but guess I was wrong." As Megatron falls, lifeless, as his optics finally go off, and we would see Optimus looking up in the skies, and we would basically see the Wreckers ripping apart Blackout and bringing his head as a trophy, and bots are basically laughing and having a good time, and Legfoot like, huh. I thought he was a bit tougher, but we got that. As Legfoot basically just crushes his head. Optimus looks at his Autobots and he's like, "Autobots, this is a victory for us, but it does not mean it's the end." As Megatron's followers would come back, as they would not allow the death of their master to demotivate them from their goals. But with the Allspark in our hands, we have a shot at reviving Cybertron and ending this war. And Jazz is like, hopefully. And we would see Optimus sending a message straight towards space, and we would see Bumblebee basically being Sam's romance partner, and we would see the Wreckers along with every other Autobot basically being behind Optimus, having imagine all of them side by side. The poses are crazy, but yeah. Optimus sends a message off to space, and a team receives it and are ready to basically um, come to them, basically. And we would basically have like 12 Autobots coming towards Earth. And this is where I'll end off the part. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry it's a bit short, but I'm busy. So don't blame me. Come on. I'm just like what, 17? Yeah, I'm just 17. I can't be doing this all the time. Got chores. Peace.